20 साल से इसी जगह धंधा कर रहा हूँ, तुम्हारे जैसे 25,000 रोज आते।
साहब, ठीक आपके बगल में खड़े रह के धंधा करूंगा और आप जैसे 25,000 की छुट्टी कर दूंगा मैं।
This is the first time that IMDb is speaking to you, and I'm really excited because I think it's so cool that you are reaching a milestone in your career with a debut.
Oh, thank you.
It's been 3 months. Usually kidnappings में पहले 48 hours में contact हो जाता है.
She has gone.
So, you have 66 acting credits on your IMDb page. When you think about all these films today, tell me, what is that one character that took the most from you as an artist, and one which really gave you a lot as an artist?
The one that I think really tired me both emotionally and physically was Ravan.
Mm-hmm.
That was a very, very difficult shoot. Firstly, from a physical standpoint, because the locations were very tough, and then obviously the work that money is going to give you is going to be very demanding. So I think of the films that I've done, I think that would be the one that tired me the most.
Mm-hmm.
The one that has given me the most, I would say Refugee, because it really taught me how long a road lay ahead of me that I needed to traverse very quickly.
I think a lot has been spoken about Yuva and Guru and all these, super intense roles. My personal favorite has always been Bol Bachchan for some reason.
No, thank you.
I absolutely loved you in Bol Bachchan. And the reason why was probably because I never imagined you in that role, right? Doing something like that before. And when we saw you doing that slapstick sort of comedy in Bol Bachchan, I was delighted just to see the chemistry between you and Ajay Devgan, and just the way that the film came together.
Slapstick comedy is unbelievably tough. My hugest respects for the actors that managed to pull it off so effortlessly, a lot of whom were in the film with us in Bol Bachchan. Comedy is all about timing of your co-stars. It doesn't matter how great an actor you are, if the actor working opposite you is not reciprocating the same timing in the way it should be, in the meter of the film and the comedy and the lines the way they're written, your performance is going to fall flat. So you're least dependent on your talents and most dependent on the written word and your co-stars. That's what makes comedy also so challenging. So yes, Bol Bachchan was a very, very hard film for me, very challenging. There were times where I was doubtful that, and I actually felt that Rohit might replace me, because I just wasn't able to understand the level of energy that he required. But him being such a dear friend, we both, when I was an assistant on Major Saab, he was an assistant on another film that Ajay was making. So we spent a lot of time together. That's how we knew each other. Obviously, our fathers have created legend together with the works that they've done. And then I was, luckily a part of Rohit's debut film as a director, Zameen, which Ajay and I were in, Ajay and Bipasha. And then we reunited for Bol Bachchan, which was many years later. And Rohit had grown into this wonderfully successful director. And I think it's a bit sad that a certain part of our fraternity kind of derides him and looks down at the work he does as frivolous, as they do to a lot of masala cinema. And my response to that is, dude, just spend one day with him. If you can keep up with him, then you earn the right to criticize him. It's not easy to make a Rohit Shetty film. It's very tough. And to consistently make successful films for over 10 years, any director on earth will tell you is a huge feat. So a lot of respect for him. I learned so much from him. Also, he pushed me out of my comfort zone, which is something which is a good place to be for an actor.
Yeah, like I said, I was delighted to watch you like that. Did Bol Bachchan help you maybe do something better in Happy New Year? Because it was, again, the same zone, right?
Yes. You know why? Thank you for this question, because very few people recognize that. People, again, think Happy New Year, oh, you don't have to do anything. Happy New Year is one of the most difficult roles I've ever taken part in. Because Nandu Bhide is a character which is a figment of Farah Khan and Mayur Puri's imagination. Mayur is the writer of the film.
Yes.
I've never come across anybody like Nandu Bhide. Who do you base this guy on? What is the inspiration? Have you seen anybody walk like him, talk like him, drink like him, puke like him, dance like him?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an absolute fabrication and construction of a character from the ground up. I don't think I've done a role which was completely manufactured like Nandu Bhide. Had I not done Bol Bachchan and understood a certain meter of performance that Rohit taught me for, it would have been very difficult for me to maintain that for Nandu Bhide.
I've seen quite a lot of your interviews and they're always fun to watch. But one of the things I miss in them is that you maybe I shouldn't say you speak a lot, but I think you're asked a lot about the lows. I want to know about the highs. Like, tell me about the points where you actually came out of those, and how did you? What were those moments where you were like, this is the high? So let's talk about that.
For obvious reasons, Dhoom was the first one that provided me with that euphoria. Mm-hmm. And I remember it was the 27th of August 2004 when the film released. Around 2:15, I remember Adi called me. So I said, okay, the verdict is out. And he said, where are you? And I said, I'm at your place. I'm at the garden. He said, sit down. And I said, oh boy, here we go again, Another one bites the dust. And by then, you're almost preempting failure. And he said, sit down. I said, why? All okay? He said, yeah, sit down. You just gave your first hit.
Oh.
And I remember the first thing I did was just gasp for breath. It was relief. Before the euphoria kicked in, it was just a sense of relief that all the hard work and belief paid off. Yes, you can do it. You can deliver a success. It is an amazing feeling, when after a film of yours does well or a character is appreciated, the instant energy that comes back to you as an actor. When you could be driving somewhere and at the traffic signal, somebody will knock on your door and say, well done, we love the film. And it's all these small moments which just, make your day. I remember after Dhoom, we used to stop at traffic signals and there'd be somebody on their bike and they'd hum the Dhoom theme to you. They'd be like, da na 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 na, and you're like, right on, brother. So it's wonderful. It's so nice when you achieve what you set out to achieve, which is to entertain your audience.
You did an interview recently where you said, that when you debuted in 2000, you looked up to certain actors who were probably 20 years in the industry then, like Sanjay Dutt, Sunny Deol, and you felt something for them. What is it that you want to leave the actors who are looking up to you today and saying, oh, this is someone who's completed 20 years in the industry? What is it that you want to say to them?
Believe in yourself, in your talents, and do your best. And be competitive. Maybe I wasn't competitive when I joined the film industry. I felt I'm an artist, I'm just going to do what I have to do and my life is a bubble. But it's not. Be competitive in a healthy way where you're pushing yourself because you're inspired by somebody else's work to do better.
I loved chatting with you about, your highs, because that is something I really genuinely missed when
you're
I
the
saw
first,
your
so
interview.
thank you for that.
No, I genuinely missed that when I saw your interviews, and I always felt like we should talk about, yes, there were lows, but let's ask what it took to get to those highs, and there were highs. Like, we're not highlighting that enough, and I'm so glad we get to celebrate your
Thank you. That's very, very kind of you.